little thing about colors. So, you probably heard an awful lot about orange 33, and how that color has been claimed by the Orange 33 Club, which is a little too bad because there's a lot of nice things that are orange, like tiger lilies and pumpkins and sunsets. It's really worth noting that in the book of Ezekiel in the Old Testament, it says that the glory of God has an amber color. Now, you probably heard that amber is actually plastic. I think that it is, but here's the thing. Plastics are a very broad group. There's a lot of different kinds of plastics, and a thing about plastics, some kinds of them, is that, well, first of all, they can come from various sources, like plants. I'm not an expert, but I think celluloid comes from plants, and it's kind of got this warm feel to it. But there's different kinds, and they all have this alcohol that goes with them that can dissolve them, and some plastics will dissolve if they touch each other. Anyway, so I think that amber is actually plastic, especially if it has a bug posed in it, and then they go, oh, this is millions and millions of years old, but it was actually manufactured last week. It is plastic. If you touch it and feel it, smell it, it's plastic. But some plastics, after they get a certain amount of years old, maybe decades old, they begin to decompose. Fluoresce. That means they turn brilliantly colored and then they disintegrate into dust. And it's impossible to have an ancient plastic thing because it will have dissolved. At a certain point, it'll just turn brightly colored and dissolve. And so the idea that plastics are a modern thing is fake, because plastics have been around for as long as the world has been around, I'm sure. And they can just go, oh, it's a new thing, because the old stuff is gone. There's no record of it. It's gone. It disintegrated. Anyway, the glory of God is described as being an amber color in the book of Ezekiel, and that's probably another reason why the Freak Club love that color so much, in addition to its gematria value. Now, here's another thing about the color olive. Olive is associated with peace and with the original tribe of Israel, and if you read the book of Revelations, you'll know that the people calling themselves the Jewish people, that's not really true. There's a pretty strong theory that the actual tribe of Israel are the people falsely called blacks or African Americans when they're not even from Africa. They're actually native to the Americas, but other ethnic groups can be native to America too. Well, kind of, because history is fake and people move around and people might change colors as they adapt to their environment, but yeah, it's just one of those things where the world is not very old, actually. It's probably about 2,000 years old flat, probably. So let's not get into any arguments about immigration or people moving around or who owns what land, because God doesn't care about that. Anyway, the color olive is associated with Israel and with peace. And today, olive is associated with the military, with war. And war is fake, but there is a spiritual war literally raged on the minds of people. They are committing mental warfare as they try to shape your perception of reality. So the association of olive with war, that's an interesting inversion to think about.